Hey guys, Montel here. How you doing? I got a lot of decent feedback and good feedback from my Montel moment that I posted yesterday. So I think I'm going to try my best to post another one every single day because we are living in tough times. And right now, there's a lot of people that are sitting at home alone, trying to socially isolate themselves and do the right thing by socially distancing yourself. But being alone, you don't really know what to do with yourself. Some of us are sitting around watching the news all day long and being more disheartened by what you hear. Others are trying to maybe read a book. Others are trying to do a little bit of self improvement. But I've got something that I think you ought to give a shot at and try. When I was in the Navy, I spent close to 300 days under the water on submarine missions. And those submarine missions were about 90 days to 95 days each from hatch to hatch. Literally, they would close the hatch and 95 days later, open the hatch. And I'm going to tell you, you want to talk about social distancing and keeping, yourself a little bit isolated. Even though there were about 100 people in those submarines, after about 15 days, everybody literally kind of stays to their own. They concentrate on their work. They work as hard as they can to get the mission done, and that's where the focus is. And most of the time, if you got a little free time, you try to go spend it in the rack, get some sleep. But I utilize that time in a different way and found it extremely valuable to me. I've lived by a saying, I alone own the definition of who I am. And what does that mean? That means that rather than live down to other people's expectations of who I'm supposed to be, or live down to other people's thoughts of what they thought I was, I spent a lot of time trying to focus in on why am I the person I am? What events in my life help to form the basis of who Montel is? And I realized that the only way I could do that was through self reflection. So, what I want to do is tell you that maybe right now, while you're sitting at home and you're alone, or you're in an apartment with your family and you want to go take a minute off by yourself, take advantage of that minute that you have by yourself. Take advantage of those 20 minutes that you have by yourself. I'll tell you what I did when I was on submarines. I literally would lay down on my rack, close the curtain, and then I would think as far back in my life as I possibly could. Every single day. Sometimes I do 3 a day, sometimes I do 2 a day, sometimes I do 1 a day. But I try to pick an event that happened in my life. And what I mean by that is like I would pick an event that happened when I was in the first grade if I could remember something that happened in the first grade, or the second grade, or the third grade, or the fourth grade. I remember, thinking about a time that I walked up behind a kid and I pushed him down because he had done something to me and I wanted to get even. And what happened was the teachers turned around after he went down and I ended up helping to blame it on someone else. Everybody else pointed at another person. That person got in trouble and I got away with it. Yay, me. No, I spent some time literally trying to see if I could put myself back in that third grade, second grade brain and think about why did I really find it necessary to do what I did to someone else? Did I get joy out of it? Did I get satisfaction out of it? Did it make me feel like I was a bigger kid? Did I really get the revenge that I thought I wanted? And if I did, of what value was it to me? Did I contemplate it over and over again? Did I gloat over it over and over again? Did I try to make myself out to be a better person than I was just because I had taken advantage of someone else to get myself ahead? I spent 20 to 30 minutes thinking about that one instant. I would also contemplate, an instant when I remember when I was older, walking out of a store and, a person beside me, their bag split open and everything dropped on the ground. And rather than me stop and help them, I just kept on walking. Why? Who am I to not reach out and help my fellow man? And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, trying to see if I could remember what was on my mind at the time that I walked away. I also think back on some of the things that I've done in my life that have been really, really good and thought about the joy and what it made me feel like and thought about The fact that I'm glad that I did something to impact my fellow man. All of those things are what help to form who I am. And I didn't know that until I spent the time trying my best to think about it. So to suggest this to you, while we've got a lot of time on our hands right now, socially isolating, spending time alone, spend some time with you. And it's okay to talk to you rather than, this silly notion that, you're crazy if you talk to yourself. No, you're not. Ask yourself some questions and see what answers you come up with. You can fool a lot of people. The one person you really can't fool is yourself. Take the time to get to know who you are and make this one of the things that will give you a bright thing to do every single day rather than contemplate the doom and gloom.